Do you know that Kainé cussed like a lot? Well, you wonder how much she cussed in the original game? Here is a clip of how she was cussing in the original game.
Start making sense, you rotten book, or you're gonna be sorry! Maybe I'll rip your pages out one by one, or maybe I'll put you in the goddamn furnace! How can someone with such a big smart brain get hypnotized like a little bitch, huh? Oh, Shadow Lord, I love you, Shadow Lord! Come over here and give Vice a big sloppy kiss, Shadow Lord! Now pull your head out of your goddamn ass and start fucking helping us!
Finally, the Nier collab is finally here, and in my opinion, this is the best collab out of all the collab that has been arriving, because all three characters are very, very good, especially 1 and 2 of them are very, very strong too. First is Nier. Nier is Nier. He is Nier from the game called Nier, from the Replicant game, not the Automata game. As for Nier's skill, please ignore all the skill I put in for his normal skill. Those skills are there just for the sake that you need to bring something else so that he can wait for the 7th turn to use his EX skill. His EX skill, on the other hand, is a very, very strong EX skill. You can use it only once a battle, but your condition is to use this on turn 6, I think. And on turn 6, to use this, you will inflict the enemy with attack gauge. Attack gauge is essentially a countdown, a status effect, a very unique status effect only to Nier. A base is a 7 countdown. You want to always max boost this so you can like break the enemy in the turn you do it. So first of all, one thing to know about the attack gauge. If you do attack the enemy with this skill and inflict them with a 4-turn countdown, it counts Nier attack as one of the attack for the attack gauge. So therefore, after Nier finished using the skill, the countdown will only be 3. Which is enough for your other character to attack to finish the attack, right? If all 4 characters attacking and Nier is inflicting attacking gauge on that turn max boosting, then that enemy will get extended by 1 turn of break, which is exactly what attack gauge are. Reduce the attack gauge to 0, you get an extra turn of break. Very, very strong, and essentially, I think out of the 3 characters and how they age so far, Nier is the only one that is still meta in JP, because DPS is very easily power creep, hence kind of like fall off. But Nier, the niche of just extending break for 1 turn so that your DPS can do massive damage, right? That's very, very good, and he's still like one of the best Nier Replicant character right now in JP. Obviously, 1 more break means that you have 1 more turn to deal massive damage to the enemy before they recover from the break, so it's a really good EX skill. Sadly, his normal skill isn't that good, his only good skill is the EX skill. You can just like go the entire battle and just like wait 6 turns, on turn 6 you just bring him and use that skill. Or you can just like try to use his other skill that he has with just like shield shaving, etc, etc. So, as well as passive, the only good passive that he has is that whenever there's a broken enemy, which is essentially very easy to fulfill, the entire front row will get 15% attack up and magic up and 20,000 damage cap up. The bonus passive buff and the bonus damage cap up is always appreciated. His other 2 skill is only serving for himself, but Nier isn't a DPS. He can DPS, but his DPS sucks, so his job is to support. Same for his ultimate. His ultimate is just a damaging ultimate, again there's nothing very special about that. This entire thing, he is extremely niche. Like, he has 1 good skill and that's it. So for Nier, I am giving him 8 out of 10. Like I say, he is very, very niche. He has only 1 good skill. However, that good skill of him is very, very good. So therefore, he is very, very good for a longer period of time because what he does is extremely unique. Hence why he has age better value living a longer time than Kainé. One thing though is that although attack gauge is nice, one more break turn is nice, most of the time it's not like a super must have, hence why I'm giving him 8 out of 10. If it was like closer to a must have, I'd give him 9, but you can just do fine with substituting him with like another DPS or another buffer or something to deal more damage, that's fine too. But one more break is always useful when you need it, so he's really good. Next is Emil, which despite his appearance, he is very, very kind. Emil is a cleric and he deals dark damage, really, really good at doing dark damage. So you remember how the Todena is a good dark DPS? Well, Emil's like that, except he's better and he is more SP efficient. Like for example, let's go with his first skill, Immediate Beam. Essentially, remember audio attack is essentially a 10 hit. So 10 hit dark attack synergize very well with Tatlock EX. You play him with Tatlock EX, it's a 20 hit shield shave if the enemy is weak to dark or Tom. And also this skill costs quite a lot of SP, but that's not really a problem. It kind of sucks that the potency of the skill isn't that really high though. It's 10x60 at max boost, so if you want Emil to do like a multi-hit attack so that he won't hit damage cap, while also has high potency on it, it's better to do his AoE attack. It's a 3-hit 130 at max boost, double cast by consuming 15 SP, which is like the condition to like double cast is like very easy to do. So it just costs 15 more SP to double cast, which is like very cheap for like double casting. You thought like this would cost like way more than that. Of course, there's also the option where you just want to hit the enemy when the enemy is not broken, just for big damage. In that case, you have two options. You use his EX skill, or you use his one-hit nuke skill. This one is 1 time 450, but double casting, so 2 times 450 at max boost instead. All of his main skill are damaging skill, and he's really good at that. However, on top of his dark damaging skill, he also has other good utility skill. Stuff like regen, healing, and also the most strongest one is Emil Cheer, which is a buff, specifically buffing all of your other Nier Replicant character because they buff spear and dagger damage up. Also buff himself, but then there's also like the front row 20% attack and magic up too. So it's a really good generic like support skill, so he's really good. As for his passive, because it's too short, I can fit all 3 of them here, so to his passive, essentially for him to do more damage, self 30% magic up and magic crit, and also 50% magic cap. Both were active, both are passive. More cap mean that you can buff more and he can do more damage, so that's always good. As for his SP skill, his SP passive, SP regen is really good. Essentially, some of his skill costs a lot of SP, not the 1-hit or the 3-hit that can double cast. Essentially the 10-hit and his EX skill, right? Those cost a lot of SP. However, unlike character like Edelgard or Lavina, SP is not really a problem for Emil because essentially this passive exists and he has a lot of SP. So therefore, he is really good. Really good dark DPS and extremely SP sufficient. And if that isn't enough, he also has an ultimate that recover his SP for him, all of his SP back to him, and also grants his damage cap up. It's not really that good of an ultimate. You don't need U10 for that. Please don't go. Just go for his A1, okay? As for Emil, I am giving Emil 7 out of 10. Mainly because he is really good at what he's doing, except what he's doing isn't enough to like consider great for like today's meta standard. Like you have other good character, very strong character too, but he just deals dark damage and he's just like very good at doing dark damage. The SP sufficient part isn't that much important either because you have Shanna, or I assume you have Shanna these days, so SP isn't really a problem if Shanna just gives SP stock. He is the best dark DPS right now in global. However, other team is better, hence why I get a 7. But he is still very good, so don't underestimate him. And finally, everyone anticipated unit Kainé is here. Kainé is Kainé, an android who cuts a lot to the point where she has a built-in sensor in this game. Kainé is a dagger DPS, and she is really good at being a dagger DPS. The first 2 skills listed here are just main DPS skill. However, they are very good because the potency is very high combined with the fact that Kainé also has a level 5 boost and also 120% potency up built in. So therefore, the 3 to hit the blue barrage, which is like usually a hit dagger at max boost, is gonna do a lot of damage even if the enemy is not broken. Her other skill, which is the first of her cussing skill, this skill is actually like that in JP too. Her skill, she actually cuts in those skills, so these are very accurate translation, which I am very happy of. Anyway, it's a 2-hit, very strong 2-hit, guaranteed critical, and also 50,000 damage cap up. You only use a skill if the enemy is not broken, because the skill hit for so hard, you will hit damage cap even if the enemy is not broken. If the enemy is broken, go for the 8-hit skill. If the enemy is not broken, go for this 2-hit skill. A third skill that I listed here is an AoE skill. She also has like a 5-hit option that can debuff, and that's one good too. However, if you do want to be kind of useful in a lot of fight, you sometimes do want to bring this AoE skill. It's only a 3-hit, so it's not super useful, but it's still her strongest AoE skill that she has, so... And finally, her strongest skill, in my opinion, is a self buff. Chop your things off. This one is essentially Kainé self buff by 50% and also 1 SP regen. 1 boost point regen, I mean. The self 50% attack buff is extremely useful, mainly because she can has a 50% attack up, but it also gains like an SP regen on top of that. So using the skill, max boost turn 1, right? You gain boost point regen for like 4 or 5 turns, and then you also charge up your ultimate, which I will talk about later. Passive number 1, whenever Kainé boost max, at 5 boost point, at 3 boost point you already deal like 100% potency, but at 5 boost point, not only you get the increased potency from 5 boost point, you also get an extra 20% potency up, and also damage cap up. Kainé, this is the reason why Kainé deals so much damage, and this is why the reason why Potus is like Potus! In my opinion, okay, Kainé was too OP when she was released. Like, Kainé shouldn't have this. Someone like Asuka has like a condition to it, and it was like good enough, but like, they made Kainé like this, and the impact that Kainé had, and especially when Tiziano arrived, was really, really big. Power creep happened, yes, but this power creep is a bit too much for me, so I kind of dislike how much power she actually put out here. But what can you do about it? She already hit, and she does so much damage already, so... Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, she also has like 500 attack plus at base 5-star. At 6-star is 573, which is like close to 600, essentially. To give her that high of an attack stat, but most other DPS sometimes the attack stat isn't even that high. Like, I'm pretty sure, like Asuka doesn't even hit the 500, so... The second skill is just 50% attack cap, active and passive. Synergize very well with her buff because her buff gives 50% to herself, so... And lastly, her ultimate. Very strong ultimate. Essentially, you gain attack buff, ultimate attack buff, and also fighting spirit for 3 turns. Fighting spirit in this case essentially means that whatever skill you use does not consume boost point, which synergizes very well with the fact that Kainé need 5 boost point to consume, and you have like 5 boost point every turn, then boost point isn't really that much of a problem, eh? U10 is better for now, but in the long term, you should go for A1. Mainly because when the Ultimate 20 system arrives, all characters can raise their level ultimate to level 20 for free, and the stone become like unlock an extra use of the ultimate and gain double charge of the ultimate. Essentially, when the U20 system arrives, a lot of characters who need U10 can just get the U10 by just playing normally, so for the long term, you should get A1 over U10, okay? Now let me explain why U10 is so good for her though. Turn 1 uses self-buffing skill, chop your things up, self 50% attack buff, and also 1 boost point regen. Turn 2, you max out boost from the turn 1, so you use your ultimate, you gain the fighting spirit, and also self attack buff. On turn 3, you gain 3 boost point back from the first 2 turns, and essentially you are now ready to go to just deal big damage. On turn 4, you have 5 boost point, prepare for the enemy to die. If you are the type of person to finish the battle in 1 break, then Kainé doesn't need a second use of this ultimate because 1 use is enough. However, you are someone who's gonna do like a long fight, right? Then you do want a second use of his ultimate, which is either requiring you to pull another duel with her to get a second use of the ultimate, or to just use R1, so the choice is yours. In my opinion, A1's still better though, because most of the time Kainé deals so much damage anyways that you only need 1 ton of it anyway. Unless you want to bring Kainé into Cascade Battle, so then U10 is actually better because Cascade Battle need to use ultimate usage, need multiple ult use for multiple battles, so... If this was like sooner, I would give Kainé 9 out of 10 just because of how much damage she does. But Potus release is very, very close. It's like he's only like 4 or 5 units away from being released. Hence why Kainé, in terms of like meta longevity, wouldn't be that powerful. She is powerful in Dagger, but Tiziano let her be bring to any fight and also even like make her do even more Dagger damage. It's like Tiziano and kind of rule over the meta for so long until Potus arrives, so... And also, Spear is like buff in Global, so you have people like Sazanto's EX and then Asuka, right? They also deal more damage now, so kinda... She deals a lot of damage, but she isn't that far from the other existing DPS we have right now. Hence why... she doesn't get like a full 10 out of 10. But for now, if she's alone, 8 out of 10. If she's with Tiziano, 9 out of 10. As for whether you should pull for this banner, you should. Because of Nier, right? If Nier is not on this banner, in my opinion, you should... It's fine for you to skip this banner. However, the fact that Nier has such a specific skill, such a special skill, the fact that it's only good skill, but it's very useful skill, right? And Kainé and Emil are both very good unit too. You should really pull on the Nier Replicant banner. Maybe one day you do need to finish the enemy in 1 break, and you do need Nier to be there. So, yes, you should pull on the Nier Replicant banner if you can. And finally, here's the score for the upcoming unit. Now that new Replicant is finally free from the long wait which is released after the FF collab for some reason, Partisan Seraphina is finally close to being released, as in they are the next 8 Traveler to be released, so again, reminder that the score rating for these characters are not final, because there's chance that they might get buffed in when they get to global, or they might get the order change so that they might get a lower score impact because they will arrive too late.